CADnexion is a product which allows SharePoint and AutoCAD to work directly together. Within your AutoCAD environment, you are able to save and retrieve drawings from SharePoint. The first step is to log into SharePoint. From the AutoCAD menu, you will select the CADnexion menu option. By selecting the Connect Setting option, a login window is displayed. You are able to log in via various methods depending on the setup and configuration within your environment. Once you have selected your login option, you are given an active session of SharePoint within your AutoCAD environment. Once logged into SharePoint, you are presented with a list of options from the CADnexion menu. Log in, log off lets you know if you are in an active SharePoint session. Open Drawing allows a search in SharePoint for a saved file. Save Drawing allows the drawing in the current design window to be saved to SharePoint. New Drawing from Template allows a new drawing to be created from an AutoCAD template drawing. Insert Block from Drawing allows you to add an existing drawing from SharePoint as a block into the current drawing. Attach from SharePoint allows you to add an existing drawing from SharePoint as a reference file. This can be a drawing file, Olay, or raster file. Lock, Unlock Drawing allows a file to be quickly locked from editing in SharePoint or unlocked to allow another user to edit a drawing file in SharePoint without checking the file in or out. Options is where you can specify your preferences on where and which files you work with. For example, you can define the work folder location when a file is checked out of SharePoint. About provides general information about CADnexion product. CADnexion allows you to save your drawings directly into SharePoint. You are able to check in versions of a drawing file during the design process until complete. Depending on the setup of CADnexion, attribute tag values may be mapped to update properties in SharePoint. To check in a file to SharePoint, go to the CADnexion menu and select Save Drawing. A check-in wizard is displayed to assist in the check-in process. As shown, the design file is displayed along with its children. By clicking on the Expand All button, you have the ability to view the whole drawing structure. There are a variety of options during the check-in of a file. One option is to determine whether to update the attribute tag information from an AutoCAD to SharePoint. This can be done for the primary file, no files, or all selected files being checked in. If the file status is new, you can select the destination folder in SharePoint. You can also determine if you want the current design closed and/or deleted after check-in. Clicking Next on the wizard presents a summary of the files that will be checked into SharePoint. You can review the package to assure that the information is being checked in correctly. If not, you can go back to the prior window to modify your check-in request. If correct, by clicking the Continue button, the check-in process is started. This window displays the check-in status of each file being checked in. Current Action displays the action for the file being checked in. Total Progress displays the status for all the files being checked in. When complete, both will display 100%. Clicking the Finish button completes the check-in process. In SharePoint, you can go to the destination folder identified in the check-in window. The files identified in the check-in window will be added or updated in SharePoint, depending if this is the first check-in of the file. And as requested, the attribute tag values are updated to the appropriate properties for the document in SharePoint. You can use any of SharePoint's search features to find your drawings, or you can browse through the libraries. Within SharePoint, there will be a library defined as a vault to store your AutoCAD files. Unique document names are maintained within a vault. Access to these files is based on your access to documents for this library within SharePoint. Once you find the drawing, you can update the properties like any other SharePoint document. If this property is mapped to an attribute tag in AutoCAD, the drawing file will be updated with the updated text during the checkout process. To check out a drawing from SharePoint, go to the CADnexion menu and select Open Drawing. A wizard will appear to assist in the checkout process. The first frame of the wizard allows you to search SharePoint for the drawing you want to work on. When the window appears, it will display the files checked into the Vault folder you selected when you logged in. Once you have found your drawing, highlight it and click the Next button. The second frame will then retrieve information about the primary file from SharePoint. This includes the retrieval of any related drawings as well as any mapped properties. You are able to lock each file to prevent other users from modifying these files in SharePoint. You are also able to select whether to update the properties from SharePoint to the drawing and whether to open the file upon checkout. The next frame provides a package summary for your review. This allows you to confirm the checkout actions for these files. The last step performs the checkout of the file from SharePoint. This window displays the check-in status of each file being checked out. Current action displays the action for the file being checked out. Total progress displays the status for all the files being checked out. When complete, both will display 100%. During this process, files that will be edited will be locked. Also, if Attribute Update is selected, the mapped metadata will be updated from the SharePoint properties to the AutoCAD attribute tag values. Once this process is complete, the wizard disappears and the file is loaded into AutoCAD. As shown, the properties are updated to the attribute tags in the file. Within CADnexion, there are settings which determine how you work with your drawings. Some settings are user-definable, others are set up by your administrator. To review the user-defined settings, go to the CADnexion menu and select Options. The CADnexion window will be displayed. In the Workspace tab, you are able to define the Work folder. This is where files will be checked out from SharePoint. You are also able to select which vault of files you would like to work with. By selecting a vault, the library and the template file location definition is displayed. These locations are automatically updated. Within SharePoint, an administrator is able to define the vault location where drawings will be stored. With each vault definition is an area which contains global settings. These global settings support specific configurations within the vault. These configurations include the vault path, a location for managing template files, and the mapping files for the metadata exchange. CADnexion, bringing AutoCAD and SharePoint together.